What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and today we are doing another Omnibuddy overview. What are we looking at? We are looking at one of the latest books from one of my personal favorite creator duos, individual creators, whatever. Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. We are looking at Little Monsters. All right, so I am so stoked to be talking about this book. I have been waiting for it forever. Like I said, Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen are two of my absolute favorite creators, top creators in the industry right now. Lemire's storytelling is absolutely phenomenal, and Dustin Nguyen's art is just insanely good. I love his line work, his watercolor work, all of it. I mean, I love Lemire's artwork too, but man, Dustin Nguyen is phenomenal. And you put these two guys together and dang, you get a great book. So let's check out why. This is the deluxe edition of Little Monsters by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen, published by Image Comics, and retails for $39.99 and includes all 13 issues of the Little Monsters series. So if you're a fan of the late 80s, early 90s movies like The Lost Boys, Goonies, or if you're a fan of something like Lord of the Flies meets vampires in a post-apocalyptic world, then this is absolutely the book for you. Because this book follows the story of Romy, Yui, Lucas, Ronnie and Raymond, Billy, Bats, and Vicky. These are kids that are left in this post-apocalyptic world and are confused and are just playing and having themselves a good time until really it all comes crashing to a halt. You get a very uneasy feeling at the beginning of this book because it is an alien world. And what I mean by that is it's not just a post-apocalyptic world. It feels different. Something feels very off. And it's not just because there's a whole bunch of vampire kids running around in an abandoned city having a good time and really being kids, but also being more than kids and having issues that are a little bit bigger than just being kids. And as the story unfolds, you find out that there's a lot more to the reason why these kids are in this city, and there's a reason why these kids are the way they are, and the world is the way it is. It's so strange, it is so interesting, and it just draws you in. I read this book over the course of probably 2 nights, and I was enthralled the entire time. From the storytelling and pacing to the art, I am a huge fan of Jeff Lemire's art, but also a massive fan of Dustin Nguyen's art. And in my book, when these two team up, it is always going to be a massive success, and that is exactly what this book is. It comes off as horror, but it's really not that much horror. It's more suspense, thriller, mystery, that sort of thing, but with horror elements mixed in. So what happens? These kids are going about their daily lives for God knows how long, they don't even know. But once something happens that throws them off, throws their entire days off, their entire world collapses. And what they do in response to that is what really makes this story, because each of these kids is very different, from their personalities to their backgrounds to how they're going to react to this new situation. And I'm a huge sucker for post-apocalyptic and vampire and kind of adventure Goonies-esque stories. I grew up on those aforementioned movies like Goonies and Lost Boys, so this book hit me absolutely perfectly. I adored the characterizations of these kids, and the deeper the book goes, the deeper their personalities go, it just all fits so well. And you feel for these kids in all their situations, and you can actually understand why each kid reacts the way they do. And I keep calling them kids, but that might be a little generalization just from their appearances, not from their ages, which is a very cool aspect of this book, is how it reveals through time and how it reveals what has happened to these kids and what's happened to the world throughout all this time. It's super interesting. It's not just another post-apocalyptic or vampire tale or kids run amok tale. It has all of those elements, but they're all beautifully wrapped together into one really interesting, really well told story. The paper quality is fantastic. It's got that great image publishing, sewn binding, No problems at all while reading it. Absolutely love the quality of the paper, the sewn binding, and the black and white, which oftentimes can cause problems seeing through the pages. None of those issues in this book. I love how it's colored with mostly all black and white, with just red being nearly the only color in the book. For the end of this book, it includes some cover sketches, some characterizations, and some cover art. This is a beautiful edition that's going to look great on my image shelf. All right, so that was a quick look at Little Monsters, published by Image with Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. Man, that book was so fun. Going into it, I love both these creators, but going into it, I was like, all right, it's gonna be. I knew it was vampires and it's kids. I was like, all right, you know what? That's they'll do something cool with it. It'll be a fun book, but I was definitely not expecting to have this kind of a plot and these kinds of twists along the way. I saw some of it coming, but not all of it, and I thought it was just really well done. The pacing was solid. The art and storytelling were great. The characters were super fun and interesting, and just the drama and the conflicts and all of that were just so well done. Definitely recommend picking up this book. It's a lot more accessible than a lot of Jeff Lemire's other stories. Like if you're not, honestly, like as a parent, if you're reading like Essex County or Maze Book or Underwater Welder, those are some of my 3 favorite titles of all time. But if you're not a parent, they're probably not going to hit you near as hard. But if you're looking for an accessible book to get it into Jeff Lemire and his storytelling, Little Monsters is a great way to go. Super cool. Like I said, quick read and all that. So definitely give it a check out. Give it a look. Check it out. Let me know if you thought it was cool. If you know some other books that are super accessible for like Jeff Lemire, I know like Sweet Tooth and all that. Those are great too. But don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notification, do all those things. But the most important thing to do is comment. Yes, let me know in the comments what you've been reading. Let me know what your favorite Jeff Smith story is and your favorite Dustin Nguyen book that he's done art on. Let me know in the comments. I love those 2 creators, so maybe I'll find one that I haven't read yet or looked into yet and I can enjoy too, but we can all take part in learning some more about these great creators. All right, that's it. Take care. Stay cool.